Good evening, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Slice of Fried Gold. My name's Paddy.
And I'm Ben.
If you're joining us for the first time...
No. Do that again. Introduce me again. Well, introduce yourself again.
Hello, and welcome to another episode of Slice of Fried Gold. My name is Paddy.
And I'm Babygirl.
That was definitely not worth it. I thought you were going to tell me to stop and be like, no, you can't say unless you can't speak unless you
that would have been better.
That's what I was waiting for. That's why I did it so monotone.
Hindsight's 2020.
Oh, we're not doing it a third time. Anyway, if you're joining us for the first time, make sure you like this video, subscribe to the channel, ring that notification bell, and if you're listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. With that all being said, tell me, how are you?
What's all this? Make sure you like. No, you will like it. You will subscribe. And you will tell us down below how much you enjoyed listening to us.
Yeah.
How am I? Well, I've completely forgotten to bring this up a couple of times.
Okay.
And considering we're now halfway into January, I don't feel right bringing this up.
Mm-hmm.
But I've gotten the same Christmas present from my brother 2 years in a row now.
Okay.
Not exactly the same Christmas present, but 2 years ago he bought me car sponges for cleaning, and like car sponges and car chamois and washcloths and everything.
Yeah.
And then this year he bought me car shampoo and car wax. I was like, are you trying to fucking say something with your fucking presents?
Is this what this shit is on the window?
No.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, because if it is, it's bad product.
No. Well, you're beating me to the fucking store.
Sorry.
I was getting all up in my sort of, this bitch is saying that I don't keep my car clean. And then the other day I saw my car and I was like, shit. In my defence, they are doing roadworks in my area at the moment.
Okay.
So this is all like dust and mud that they're kicking up.
I'm not going to lie, Ben. The moment I sat in the car, I was like, good lord.
Yeah. But that's the thing, because now I'm like, oh yeah, shit, I realise it's fucking filthy.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do anything about it, because there's roadworks on at the moment. So if I did do anything about it,
that's fair.
it would be filthy within a day. Talking of which, they're doing roadworks, they're putting like fibre optics in the roads and everything.
Yep.
And of course they've gone along and they've put no parking cones along the gutter of the roads.
Yeah.
And you know what people have done?
Oh god, what?
They've literally picked the cone up, put it on the pavement, and then parked up. The fucking audacity. Like,
hilarious.
I came home from work and I just saw what they'd done and I was like, I could never. Like, I wouldn't even dare to. Yes, he's turning around in the road. He's allowed to do that.
I couldn't tell if it was reverse or not.
I was shocked. I was literally shocked. I was like, what is this?
Well, that's funny, actually, because that reminds me of when we were having roadworks done outside work the other week.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what went through her mind, but one of the girls at work only drives one of the new little Ford KAs.
Yeah.
And then she thought the cones are out, so us and staff could park there.
Right,
and she parked in between the cones because her car was so small. And then later on, another employee came in on the changeover, and they were like, "Why have you parked in between the cones?" And she was like, "I assume that was for us to park." And we were like, "No, it's because you're not supposed to park there." And I was like, "How have you got a driving license? How?
Yeah.
What is going on?"
But yeah, I when I came back on my lunch break and the guys were trying to do their thing of digging up the road to do what they needed to do and trying to do it around all these cars, I was just standing there going, no, if I was one of those workers, I would be hitting every car with my crane and being like, we put the no parking cones out, this is your fucking problem.
Well, normally with those things, don't they just take your car away?
Maybe, I don't know. The only time they've ever threatened to take the cars away on my road was for the fucking Women's Tour de Britain.
Yeah, well, we have that because they come past work.
Yeah,
so when Tour de Britain, Tour de France, all that kind of stuff, if they come past, they put all the cones out, and that was that was when that was for.
Yeah.
But on the day, they literally, if anybody parks up, they have people standing in the roads. If somebody parks, they call a number and a lorry comes along and takes the car away.
No, so a couple of years ago, they decided to use our road because our road was literally right by the finish line.
Yeah.
They decided to use our road for the ambulances and all that kind of shit.
Mm-hmm.
And so the morning of, they just turned up with this tow truck, and of course we all come out and go, whoa, what are you doing, what are you doing, what are you doing? Like, oh, we sent letters, like, because of course the tow guys were like, I don't know, speak to the council. And of course all the council people were over across the road setting the finish line up and doing all the, hi, how are you, networking.
Yeah, shame.
So of course, literally, we went straight over to him and going, excuse me?
Yeah.
The fuck?
Yeah.
And then one lady was like, yeah, we put leaflets out telling everyone that we'd be towing the cars that stay here. And I was like, okay, what road was this that you put them out on? Because I don't remember getting a leaflet. Oh, we put them out on Langer Road. This isn't Langer Road.
Yeah.
This is not Langer Road. Like, you put it on a road 2 streets away.
Yeah. That has nothing to do with it.
Nothing to do with this. Oh, well, can you move your car anyway? And I was like, well, I will do, but...
out of principle, I am annoyed.
Yeah. Learn your fucking geography.
Yeah.
And then one woman, she came out. She's like, you can't take my car away. And they're like, well, we're going to have to. And she's like, but I'm disabled. I need it in for emergencies. And of course, naturally, the moment they said that, she didn't get touched.
Yeah.
That car did not move for another 4 months. And I was like, you bitch.
That's clever.
Like, honestly, I should have done that. Like, I'm disabled. I need it for emergencies.
Should have just brought me along.
I don't know. They could have looked at me up and down and gone, yeah, he is disabled. But no, other than having a messy fucking car.
Yep.
And, being fucking exhausted.
Yeah, man.
I don't know what it is, considering the last 4 or 5 days, I've actually gone to bed earlier than normal. And I'm waking up at my normal time.
Yeah.
I woke up this morning and I was exhausted.
Yeah.
I don't know why, because like I said, I'm getting more hours than normal.
Yeah.
So what the fuck?
I mean, it's been a while since you've had like a break or a holiday.
Yeah.
I think these things catch up. Like, I'm shattered to bits.
Yeah.
Like, everything's caught up. Christmas and New Year was manic and all that. You just get burnt out.
I just want to I want to be a Karen and speak to Life's manager and go, oi, look, I'm eating the things, I'm drinking the clear liquid, I'm sleeping, I'm doing the hours in bed.
Yeah.
Where's the energy?
Yeah. Coffee and Red Bull are not always an option, people.
But yeah, other than that, I'm fine. Yeah. How are you?
I'm okay. No crazy stories this week about naked people turning up in the restaurant.
Shame.
However, I would like to discuss physical media discs and things like that. Like the beauty of them, and how like people like recently, especially like somebody like Christopher Nolan has stated that we should always be buying physical media and everything like that. Because over the weekend I had no internet. So I actually had to resort to watching DVDs.
Oh my god.
I know. I'm so glad I had them, because otherwise I'd have just been like this on my phone the whole time.
I mean, you have video games?
Yeah, but that's what I'm talking like physical media in general. Because like some games I own are digital.
Yes.
I don't own all games.
No, but even the digital ones, providing you've not bought them through PlayStation Network, the PlayStation subscription, or the Xbox subscription, or the Nintendo subscription, if you bought them outright, you can play them without internet. I
know, but what I'm stating was like, when I get home from work at 11 o'clock at night, I don't play video games.
Yeah.
I run down by watching TV.
Yeah.
Or read, I do read as well occasionally, but I was more in the realms of, well, I have to either watch a DVD or I have to read a book.
Yeah.
So that was about the highlight, or the sum up of my week was I had no internet for about 3 days until Sky sent somebody out to fix me.
Fun.
So, but that was literally the sum up. Obviously, I've been watching Traitors, but as you are not...
I'm boycotting it because they didn't cast us.
I know, it's been such a good season.
Not from what I've been seeing.
I don't understand what people are moaning about. I think it's been really, really good. I mean, it's on tonight. Like, it's on right
Apparently
now.
There's some rules, and
and
a plot hole or something or another.
There is like a plot hole, which I don't know why they've done it this season, but I don't think it doesn't ruin it for everybody else, because they haven't done it for the last 2 seasons, if that makes sense. Yeah. So it's not a plot hole, because those people, like the faithfuls, don't know.
Right.
So it doesn't actually make any difference. Okay. If they do it again next season, then it becomes a plot hole.
Yeah.
But at the moment, it's not a plot hole.
Fair enough. Someone actually sent me a meme, a Traitors-related meme the other day.
Oh, okay.
And Because I haven't been watching Traitors, of course I didn't understand it.
Oh no.
And you know how when your brain doesn't understand something, it tries to connect the dots.
Yeah, okay.
And of course, 2 and 2 makes 107.
Yeah.
So when I see this meme about faithfuls and someone screwing up and everything, and I haven't watched Traitors, so I didn't get the reference, didn't get the names, and because the person who sent it to me was an ex-Joho, I thought it was a Joho meme. And when I was like, wait a minute, what is this? And he's like, Traitors, aren't you watching that? I was like, no. And he's like, okay, you won't get this. And I was like, I thought this was a Joho meme. His response was, I see it.
Oh,
because what is the Traitors other than a cult and shit? And,
No, I get that.
And then you just everything. So yeah, I put the dots together and I did not come to the correct conclusion. But yeah.
Oh dear. Fair enough.
Yes.
No, but other than that, nothing else to report on my end, I'm afraid.
Yep. It's going to be a struggle, bust this one. This is going to be a struggle.
Right, so let's talk film.
Yeah.
We've just been to see Babygirl.
Yes.
Starring Nicole Kidman.
Yep.
And
Harris Dickinson. And Antonio Banderas.
Antonio Banderas. Yeah, you can tell we're trying to pad out the time. Ben, do you want to go first?
Let me go first.
You go first.
It was boring.
Yes.
It was boring.
Yes.
It was boring.
Yes.
And guess what? Fucking boring!
Yes.
Considering it's one of those ones where the trailer has completely missold it.
Yep.
The trailer sold it as this scandalous romp, you know, old lady, younger man.
Yeah.
They have this scandalous affair, and it's also like a kind of thing. And yet, half of it is them just sitting around talking.
Yeah.
There's no real payoff, be it sexual or otherwise.
Yes.
And considering it's supposed to be an affair story, where the fuck was that? The characters were not likable.
Nope.
I get that it's an affair, so they're going to have negative traits. I get that.
Yeah.
But they weren't likable in any way, shape, or form.
Yep.
There was no comeuppance. I'm going to spoil it. I don't care.
Yeah.
But there's no comeuppance.
No.
It all comes out and nothing, nothing changes.
She doesn't lose a job.
Doesn't lose a husband. In fact, her relationship with her husband gets better.
There's no ramifications.
No, of an affair.
Yeah.
But the most egregious thing, is it is a terrible representation of sub-dom play.
Yeah.
And I fear for young adults who are going to watch this
and think this is what
and think that's, because everyone's like, oh, don't watch porn. Porn gives you a false idea of what sex is like. You could point at this and go, this gives you a false idea of what sub-dom play is like.
Yeah, 100%.
100%.
Absolutely.
As you commented as we walked out, when in the scene when they were talking about consent. And I just whispered under my breath. I didn't really whisper it that. I was like, that's not consent, that's blackmail.
I was thinking it as you said it.
Yeah.
And I was like, there was like, our friends were in between us. And I literally turned to look at you down the seat. I was like, exactly.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
It's a horrible representation of sub-dom play. It's going to give people false impressions and false ideas.
Yeah.
It's raw.
Yeah.
The reviews that have been coming out have been oh my god, it's amazing, it's incredible, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
Nicole Kidman and Harris Dickinson really have chemistry on the screen. No. I think we were watching a different movie, Paddy.
I feel like we were as well. I feel like, because I've seen him in other things as well, and I think he's a very good actor.
He is.
But in this, I don't know if it was like he couldn't connect with the character or whatever, but he just seemed like he didn't want to even be there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it just was like, it was nothing. He seemed bored almost.
Yeah. I mean, the dancing scene.
Yeah.
The fucking...
All I could think of was Joker. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
When, like, in the first one, where he's, like, dancing and he's getting ready and he's in his, like, vest and his white front underwear.
Yeah.
That's all I could think of, the way he was dancing like that. And I was like, they're just copying Joker.
That is someone who's been told to dance and is very uncomfortable.
Yeah,
That is
yeah.
100% that.
Yeah. He did not know
Like,
what he did.
there's a difference between dancing badly on purpose
Yeah.
and I'm really self-conscious, so I'm going to dance badly. The difference, and you can see it on screen.
The other thing as well is what I was going to say is the way he was dancing makes me feel like on set they were using a different song.
Maybe, yeah.
And then the song that they've put over because they then suddenly maybe got the rights to it or whatever.
Or they didn't get the rights to the one they use on set.
So they had to then use a different song. Didn't work with what he was doing.
Are you expecting guests, Paddy?
For me?
Right? Yeah. Because this guy's right up my ass.
I was thinking this. He's obviously in a rush.
He's coming home with us.
That's fine. Maybe he wants to.
Yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got to really say about it. Paddy, you're...
Yeah.
Oh, no. Whoa. I've looked at my watch.
I looked at my watch 3 times.
Oh, wow, okay, yeah. Yeah, I looked at my watch. And the other pointer for me when I don't enjoy a film, my contact lens is dried out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got that as well, didn't we?
It ticked all the Ben does not like this boxes.
Yeah. That's fair.
Yeah. Paddy, how did you find it?
Yes, the boring soft porn was boring.
Yes.
It was not well acted. For me, the person that stood out as a good actor was Antonio Banderas.
Yes.
I thought he was very good.
Yes.
I thought like his emotional bit, because obviously hashtag spoiler, he finds out in the end. You know, his emotion through that scene was very, very good.
Yeah.
But that was the only bit of the film that actually got me, like, I was like, oh damn.
His emotion in that scene, fantastic.
Yeah.
Partly spoiled by the shit fight scene beforehand. Right, we want you to fight, or we're just going to hug and roll rounds.
Yeah. Which was basically how he had a mini fight with her in the beginning.
Yeah. But yeah, it was so shit.
Yeah, it was.
So that emotional moment where you, as you said, I agree with you. Antonio Banderas acted his pants off, but it was just it had already been ruined by the shit fight scene just before it.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It wasn't. This was not a good film. I mean, for a film that was only an hour and 45 minutes long.
Oh, it felt longer.
It felt like a good 2 hours 15, like it dragged. There was bits where it was just constant, like slow pacing, and it wasn't even a slow burn. And I would never believe, if I hadn't seen this bit just before we went in, that the director of this was the director of Bodies.
Oh, okay.
Which is a very different film to this.
Yeah.
That movie was very energetic and fast-paced and constant, and that was the theme of the film. But this was so different, and obviously, not all directors have to direct everything the same all the time. But I would never associate those two films together.
No,
for a director.
And considering Bodies didn't even do that well.
Yeah.
How the fuck that they've managed to be signed on for another film?
It's A24 though, isn't it?
Yeah, and A24 are just pumping films out like there's no tomorrow at the moment.
Well, yeah, because what they do is they give everybody micro budgets, so they always technically make money back.
Right, okay.
So, I think how it works is that they get a budget of, if a normal movie budget is 50 million, they get a budget of 20 million.
Yeah.
And that also makes me wonder whether or not, some of the scenes that we saw, and the way.
Do you think they wasted all their budget on Nicole Kidman so they couldn't afford good writers?
Yeah, maybe. Because, I don't know if you noticed, but it was written and directed.
Yes.
So, maybe she was just this is my vision, and this is how it's going to be.
Do you know what that is? You're right, it's her vision. It's her vision of how she wants an affair to happen.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
And
she wants to have an affair, and she wants to come out and tell everyone that she's had an affair and get away with it.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, I agree. I couldn't wrap my head around this film. I was sitting there like you said, the Dom play and everything, it just didn't make sense. Mm-hmm. At the start it did, and then when it got to the bit that you said, it completely threw me out of it. This is she even said, we have to set rules.
Yeah.
You do have to set rules.
Yeah.
And then he completely poo-pooed it.
Yeah.
For ages, he was no. It was just that's not how it works.
Yeah.
And I couldn't deal with it anymore.
No.
And then some of the subplots were ridiculous, protege.
Oh, the subplot of the protege, the subplot of the fucking she grew up in an occult, the subplot of the therapy. That these things never got answered.
No, it just created more questions.
Yeah,
and therefore, and it's not even questions that I needed to know that I needed to know this stuff.
Yeah,
it didn't. Being raised in a cult doesn't help the story.
No,
it doesn't progress the story.
No,
you know, it was just shit.
I think partly like us trying to pad out this podcast right now.
Yeah.
I think the whole the three subplots that didn't get answered were puffing out the runtime.
Yeah, maybe.
She needed an hour and a half film.
Yeah.
Let's just add an occult subplot.
Yeah.
It was terrible. It was terrible.
Yeah. It's not a good film.
No. So as we've run out of things to say,
we're going to do the glove box.
Let's do the glove box. We haven't done the glove box in ages.
No, it has been a while. I have to find the bloody thing.
It's been buried.
It has been buried. Right.
I always worry and / wonder if, like, when I take the car into the garage, do they, like, go, ooh, what's in this bag? And look and go, the fuck is going on?
Right. Oh, this one was not a thing. That's just my life. Hospitality.
Hospitality. Oh, well, you could talk till the fucking cows come home.
I do. I can about this job.
Okay, hospitality. Share a hospitality story that you have not yet shared on this podcast. It could be an old school one, like an old traditional one, before we started this podcast.
I don't know. I couldn't even remember which.
Whilst you're thinking, I'll do mine.
You do yours.
So, of course, whilst at uni, I worked for a nightclub.
You did?
This nightclub was huge.
It was.
It was 5 floors.
It was a wicked nightclub, though.
It was a great nightclub. And then the first Christmas, they decided to do like a fancy sit-down 3-course meal. Fine, grand, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So what they did is they had the sit-down meal bit on the 4th floor, because the 4th floor was the main floor, it was the biggest floor, blah, 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 blah. So you had the kitchens down in like the fucking basement.
Yeah.
And what they did is they had like hot hold cupboards up on the 4th floor for you to serve out of.
Right.
And they did one bowl of veg per table.
Yeah.
So we give out the bowls of veg to the first few tables, and they haven't done enough.
Yeah.
And so the events manager, she's walking past the table, and they're like, "Oh, can we have some more veg?" She goes, "Yeah, sure." Goes to the hot cupboard, gets more veg, gives it to him. When I go back to the hot cupboard to do the final few tables, there's no veg, and I'm like, "Where's the veg?" And she's like, "Oh, I'm giving them to them." And I was like, "Why have you done that? Well, I've not got any veg left for the final table." She was like, "I'll just go down to the kitchens and add some more." So I went down to the kitchens and asked for more, and the kitchens were like, "No, it's one per table." Yeah. I go back up, I tell the events manager it's one per table. She goes, "Oh, well, can you just go over to the tables I've given it to and take it back?" Wow. I honestly, like... Well, no, I had to. I had no choice.
Yeah.
But it was just that moment of the little voice in the back of my head going, this is a comedy skit? There are cameras somewhere here? Yeah. I'm being pranked.
Ashton Kutcher's going to pop out and be like,
you know, and I had to go over and be like, "Excuse me, are you done with those peas?"
Yeah.
Go over to the other table, go, "Excuse me, are you done with those peas?" Go out back, put them into one bowl, and then take them to the final table. It was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
And she shouldn't have been the events manager. She was terrible.
That's funny though, because actually that reminds me of a story that when I did
See, you're welcome.
When I was working for the catering company that I used to work for.
Yeah.
Back in the day. We did a massive event, and that was at, when it was still the Suffolk Showground, and we were in there, and we had, like, I don't know how, like, because back in those days, like, I was just like a server, I couldn't have worked that stuff out.
Yeah.
But you get told how many people's coming, and you work out this, and you do all your math and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know what happened, but say, I think there was like 300 people.
Yeah.
But all the 300 people were eating for about 3 other people.
Oh, wow, yeah.
And basically, people kept on wanting more and more and more and more and more and more. And eventually, we got to the point of, for the last few tables like you, we run out of things because everybody was asking for more and more stuff.
Yeah.
But then it was just a case of, it turned out they didn't think they were getting enough. for what they paid. And then you were going around to tables, and there was still stuff left, like from the extra stuff, because they just wanted like one more little potato because they felt they were. And you're just like, cool. Now you pissed off everybody else in your fucking party just because you wanted to have one extra potato. Well done for you.
Well done.
So yeah, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
Basically. Final thoughts?
Final thoughts. My car is filthy.
It's disgusting.
It's clean on the inside. It's just messy on the outside.
Fair enough.
What else did I say?
Physical media. Buy physical media.
Buy physical media. No parking cones are there for a reason.
Do not park
Do not
there.
park there. And I think if you do,
You should be told.
maintenance people should be allowed to hit your car with a crane. I'm sorry,
agree.
but that should just be the law.
I concur.
Yeah. Hospitality be shit.
I hate it.
And it's some manager above you has made a stupid call and it always falls back on you.
Oh yeah.
There's a I think it's a famous saying, but it's people only get promoted to their level of incompetency, and I stand by that.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying nothing.
And finally, baby fucking girl.
Shit.
Don't even wait until this comes out on streaming. Just
don't watch it.
don't.
Just save yourself an hour and 45 minutes of your life and just don't fucking watch it.
It's not even worth getting some mates over and turning it into a drinking game.
Yeah.
It's not even worth that.
No, it's not. Because there's nothing you could actually do within the film that you could make a drinking game out of.
Unless you did, everyone takes a shot every time someone thinks, when will this be over?
You'd be fucked within 20 minutes.
When does this get good? When does this get sexual? When does...
But with that all being said, have you been unfortunate enough to watch this week's movie? If you have, let us know your thoughts down below. You can email us at sliceofriedgoldpod@gmail.com. Let us know your hospitality stories as well, and any other stories that you want to let us know that you might want us to talk about on the podcast.
Let us know your sub-dom play stories.
Yeah,
no
maybe.
one's going to share them.
Don't, please.
Please do.
I don't want to be reading them, I don't think, depending.
Please do. I'm all here for it.
Yeah, I bet you are.
I'll share some of mine.
Oh, God. Let's not. Like, subscribe, ring that notification bell, and if you're listening to us on Spotify, please do give us a 5-star review. And we'll see you next week. Cheers. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.